Go shout it, 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 go shout it. Thought I do a thing like no other. 9 to 5, I'm working on side. Hit the gym, son.
Hey guys, it's your girl Erica G, and the place to be is here. Welcome to Queen Flex Podcast. If you're new to the Queen's Gang, subscribe to the channel, turn that notification bell on down below, and don't miss any of the hot topics here we talk about on Queen Flex. If you cannot watch, favorite, and follow my podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or Anchor. Remember, flex like the queen you are, live life to the fullest, and be a boss. Okay. Today, queens, I want to introduce a boss babe that I know and very, very much love. She is a hairstylist, model, and speaker, and such a good friend of mine, Miss Chandler Green. Come on, girl. Come on in the room. Hi, honey.
Hello.
How are you today?
I'm doing awesome, and I'm so glad to be here and meet all of you guys. So,
yes. So today, guys, we talking about a very spicy, hot, very what can we call it? What's the word I'm looking for? Very argumentative,
controversial
topic today. Okay. Like, let's take a few sips on that. Y'all might need, get your glass of wine, maybe even a bottle, because this is about to be some hotness today.
Can they put like in the comments what they drinking right now?
Yes, put in the comments what you drinking. What you drinking with us? Because we are drinking Crown Royal, so let us know what y'all drinking out. Today's topic, guys, is the modern day woman. What is femininity in 2022? Let's see how many. Let's get at least a good 50 likes on this video, y'all, because we're gonna do part 2, because we might have to keep going for this one. Okay, so let's just start it. We talked about this on Live Monday on my Instagram, so let's just start with the hottest, the hotness. What is femininity?
What is femininity? To me, femininity is the essence of being a woman, period, and everything that comes with it.
I like that. You're probably the only person I've ever heard you say that, though. Like, I've heard, a lot of people like to say, oh, femininity is how you dress, or femininity is how, you being girly or whatever like that. And I feel like it's just, no, being feminine is just being the essence of being a female.
It's
like,
everything about being one of us.
Period.
Everything about it,
like,
to me.
Everything, though. But that's what femininity is, female. That's where the word stems from. Being a female. So how dare a guy say, oh, you're not feminine enough?
Right. Because I am she is me.
How I'm not a female? Because last time I checked,
I was
birthed a girl. I think that's a female. Last I checked, like, the definition of being a girl is being a female. So I'm feminine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because I think this topic has caused such controversy in the world today, especially with what I like to call the late and great, Kevin Samuels being the leader of all of this. Rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. But he kind of pulled this topic. I think he kind of like yoked the chain, and then it just got released until like all male podcasters around the world, and now all of a sudden females are not feminine enough. like, what's the definition of a modern day woman?
Right.
What does that mean? What do you think it is? Compared to the traditional one.
Okay.
What is she? What is she? Who is she?
So let me paint the picture for who she is.
Okay.
The modern day woman loves luxury, right? And she incorporates it into her everyday life. You know, no matter what the tax bracket is.
Okay.
The modern day woman is prioritizing travel.
Facts.
The modern woman is eating out. She's eating out.
Yeah, she don't really cook that much.
She might cook,
I say that much.
but she's eating out on the weekend. She is brunching.
Facts.
Right?
Okay.
She likes
facts.
some mimosa. She likes some mimosa.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
She probably don't have kids yet.
Okay, that's a
Yeah.
fact.
Okay.
She's not married.
No. She
Not in her
married.
20s.
Not in early 20s.
Not
Let's
early.
say for early
I'm
20s.
gonna say okay, not in her like early 20ish range, but she very much seeks. Do you think that she seeks marriage or a wedding?
I don't know. I do not know.
And
I've heard
Okay.
this. I don't have a personal opinion about that,
Okay.
but I have heard males today that are looking for a wife say that a lot of women right now want a wedding
Correct.
and not a marriage.
Correct.
I'm not saying I agree with that or disagree with that,
Mm-hmm.
but that is something that was said to me that made me think.
Very much so, and that's why I asked that
Because I want both.
I think the modern day woman, in my opinion, because on paper they would say I'm very traditional. I got married early 20s. I was 20 years old. I had my son at 21. I had my daughter at 22, 23, something like that. I mean, I'm going 5 years married. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've been together almost 7 years. Like, we've been together literally. We've been together. You know what I'm saying? So on paper, they would say, "Oh, you're very traditional. Like, oh yeah, you cook, you clean, you do all these things, and oh my gosh, and that's what a woman's supposed to be." But I feel like modern day woman, I feel like that is not. They don't want. I don't. It's not that they don't want to do it. I just think I'm not about to do it for no anybody, and I still stand on that as a married woman. I'm not about to submit. Like on live, one guy said, "Well, they say that y'all aren't submissive." And I'm like, okay, what am I submitting to? And I think that's what the modern day guy cannot answer. What am I submitting to? Because y'all love this question of, well, what are you bringing to the table? Well, baby, what am I submitting to?
What do you have at the table for me?
Exactly. Like, is a meal at this table? Is a bag at this table? Do you have your own home? Do you have a vehicle? Do you have a freaking job at least? Right or wrong? Do you have a degree? Yes? No? You're in school? Which one is it? I mean, are we eating Popeyes? That's fine, but I mean, are we eventually gonna get to at least Olive Garden? Like, help me out. Can we go to Olive Garden? Are we at least gonna step up from Popeyes to Olive Garden, and then we can get to, at least a J. Alexander type of situation, or Fleming's type of situation? Wow. Can we go to Ruth Chris?
Me as the
by
modern,
the time
woman.
By the time that we're like, what's your plan? Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Because I feel like the modern woman
looks at all of those places on her own.
Exactly.
So,
She's at all those places on her own, but when she's with a guy, I'm willing to deal with you if you have a plan. But if you're just lost as a goose and you have the nerve to ask me what am I bringing to the table, baby? What's on the table? You get what I'm saying? What's on the table? I had a conversation. What's really funny, I actually had this conversation the other day with a guy, grown man. He's about, he's in his like 50s type situation, right? And he's like, well, guys of today aren't, they're really not that masculine, they're really not men, that kind of conversation. But he was like, but at the same time, the women of today are just, everything's a transaction. Everything's a transaction. They just want money. Money, money, money. That's all y'all want from us nowadays. What's your... And I laughed. I was trying so hard, Chan. I was trying
to not laugh.
So hard not to laugh at him. And I'm like, well, let me ask you this. I said, let me ask you. Is not when y'all approach these same women, mostly modern day women, because y'all are dealing with women that have, I understand myself, I'm starting to understand myself, I'm on some type of self-love journey. I feel like the women of 2022 are very much in tune with, okay, I need to find out who I am, what I want to do, what is going on, how I'm going to love myself. I need to understand how to love myself. I need to understand how to heal. I feel like that modern day woman is very much on that journey.
100%.
100% of self-love is my most important. I'm not worried about a nigga.
Yeah.
Type stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Until I'm straight with me. And that's why I'm going to travel. And that's why I'm going to go to Ruth Chris on the weekend, even if I got $100 in my pocket. The hell, I'm going to Ruth Chris. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, when you approach that woman, are you not wanting something from her?
Right.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
And see, I think when a lot of people talk about it, they're only talking about one piece of a pie that is a much larger situation here.
Very much
like
so.
And when they think about it, and when they really think about what's being asked, I think people do tend to double back on what they say a lot when it comes to that, because marriage and any relationship, period, even friendships, they are transactional.
Exactly.
In essence. And typically you're just okay with, what you're getting out of the situation. Right. But, I do think today a lot of younger men are concerned with having to keep up with social media. I think that a lot of men think that's a part of having to please or make the modern woman happy, meeting a certain social media standard. Like I know when Birkins became like a huge deal, right? Like, yeah, I might have one day, but I don't think they're the cutest purse out there. Like I don't think that's the most sought after thing. But guys are were like, so you mean to tell me I ain't shit if I can't get her a Birkin, or she won't talk to me because I can't get her a Birkin? And I'm like, do you really think that we expect you to buy a purse that costs a house, like, on your income, sir?
Right.
Like, do you really think that, like, that's what we expect?
Right. Like, dude, you only make $40,000 a year.
So that's what makes me feel like a lot of men's excuses and people just saying things that they don't really mean.
Exactly. But I will say this. I think both men and women of today are very social media driven. Like, oh, I need that because I saw it on Instagram. I feel like us females are very much like that also. I want that because I seen it on Instagram. And then the guy's like, oh, I can't give you what's on Instagram, so now you don't want to be with me, type of situation. You understand what I'm saying? So they're very much going two different, like, directions. Does that make sense? So it's like, okay. And then you have the guy saying, oh, she's not feminine enough, she's not submissive, she's not this and she's not that. And then you have the woman saying, oh, well, you're not manly enough because you can't. So you see how that's tit for tat? That's very more tit for tat than actually trying to get somewhere with the conversation. Right. Like, where does the conversation come? Because you have Instagram, you have podcasts, you have YouTubers, you have all of these different things. Everybody's saying the same thing. All the guys are saying the same thing, especially these single guys. They're all saying the same thing of women are not of today or not feminine enough due to them not being submissive, or they think they're the prize. We're the prize. And that whole knot. And then you have the woman of today just be a man. And go ahead.
I think that one follows the other. I think that one of those things follows the other. I think that, you know, it's constantly pointed out that women aren't this and women aren't that.
Right.
And it's kind of talked about when it's convenient for a male to say, oh, she wasn't feminine, she wasn't this, she wasn't that, you know, after he's mad that, yeah, he might have did all this for her and she still broke up with him. You know what I'm saying? Because he had trauma he refused to heal.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, I think that as men, you know, maybe we should take a step back and look at, okay, why do women feel like this? And like really take a look at it and look at if it stemmed from what happened with the male population first. Because I think when we look at other races of people, we can see that a lot of what happens in the household and the family and to each member of that small group, I think we can say that what was happening with the male has a direct effect on like everybody else that would be in a quote unquote household.
Yeah.
And I think that when women are talked about in that sense, it's as if we live in this world on our own and we weren't here because of other factors. Like I'm pretty sure the modern woman got to this point because of something that happened with the modern man.
Right.
Realistically.
Yeah, realistically. But I think this is my perspective. I will say it like this. I feel like the modern day woman today, they're not traditional due to how we all were raised. How we got that front row seat to our moms and our grandmas and our aunts. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like, oh, hell no, I'm not going through that. You get what I'm saying? Right or wrong? Like, if we really think, especially in the black community, specifically, let's get specific, black community. We looked at our mamas, and we seen her go out of, let's talk about the top 3 scenarios, is out of mama actually was with daddy, and they have a bomb-ass marriage, and they have all of that greatness, and I actually lived in a 2-parent household, or 2, mom and daddy was never together, or they divorced. I jumped from one house to the next. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One parent may have moved on, the other one may have not, or both parents moved on, and now I'm getting this whole different dynamic of these other relationships. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't watch mama go through some bull. I watched my stepmom possibly go through some bull.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? I watched my grandmother deal with my cheating granddaddy, but she stayed with him because of that. How that generation was. Oh, you stay with the man even through whatever. They didn't believe in divorce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The generation before us, they believed in divorce, but they also believed in the third scenario. I have 3 baby daddies. I have 2 baby daddies. I have 5 baby daddies. I have all these goddamn kids by the time I'm 30. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like now for us, within I'll put it the 20s age, us that's in that age, or even within the 10-year span of us, you know what I'm saying, 34, 35 age, they're like, oh, hell no. I'm not going through that.
Most definitely.
I'm not going through that. I'm going to worry about me. I'm going to do me, and I'm going to get me a rich man, and I ain't going to go through that. I feel like that
sounds about right. That sounds about right.
Like, but baby girl, are you putting yourself in those circles to get a rich man though? What are you doing?
I mean, some people go for hood rich. Some people are going for hood rich. So,
and we've been talking about that.
Some people are going for hood rich. I mean,
and hood rich, I'm gonna tell you what hood rich gets you. Hood rich gets you in jail. Hood rich will get you killed. Hood rich will get you everybody looking at you on social media or, you know, across the street, and they waiting to rob your ass. Or they waiting to kill your ass. Or they're waiting. There's always someone waiting. You're living the life of hood rich that gives you the life of I'm always looking over my shoulder. So,
but you know what though? I can understand people in all different, you know, situations and women and why they go for what they go for,
right,
because of what they were around and, you know, probably how they grew up. So I understand how sometimes like throwing, you should do this as a woman, you should do that as a woman,
Right.
do this to do this and do this to achieve that. I understand how all of it is kind of like coming at women instead of like really speaking to them and like teaching them and like really trying to create real understanding, because you know, everybody's not looking at everything through the same lens. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we're able to have that lens, you know, on like Hood Rich and stuff, because like, you know, we're removed from it. But like, you know, have we, you know, maybe like grown up in it?
Well, I'm gonna
like a different story.
I'm gonna say it like this. Did I grow up directly in it? No. But through friends and different things of that nature, was I very, very close to it? Hell yeah. And it's like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's very much like, I'm not. I'm okay. I'm good. Is it really worth my life?
It's not.
Is it really worth my possible children's life? Is it really worth
It's not.
the cops come and knock at my door and say, ma'am, you were affiliated, so now you're going to jail for 20 years. Is it really worth that though? I'm okay. I wanna be outside. I'm not talking about in the yard. I wanna be outside.
Like free.
Like free. Like I wanna be able to go to Walmart at least. Like, baby, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Most definitely.
So I think the modern day woman is just like, okay, baby girl, my advice, focus on you until you're ready for what you really want and know what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I probably would tell any of my friends, know what you want. That's the biggest factor, is knowing what you want. And are you actually ready for what you want? You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's not only that the woman is the prize, but the guy is the prize too. They're both prizes. They're both the prizes. Because he's bringing something and you're bringing something. Right or wrong.
Right.
Everybody's bringing something to this goddamn table. Whether you're bringing a bottle of Crown or you're bringing a bottle of champagne, everybody bringing something to the cookout.
And when does she want to drink?
Exactly.
That's the question.
Did you tell me what you want to drink though?
I did, but
I'm saying, right. But you get what I'm saying,
right,
like,
for sure.
in that dynamic, this dude don't know you from a pin from a pin on the wall.
Right, he just sees the
how dare you
outside.
How you get mad because he doesn't know you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm starting to see those type of scenarios in today. Is, oh no, he got a tracksuit on. Oh my God, how dare he walk up to me? You, girl, go sit down. You drive a 2013 Toyota and this nigga driving in a 2020 and you got the nerves to get mad because he got a tracksuit on. Make it make sense.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
All because you wearing Fashion Nova. Girl, bye.
Ooh, don't hurt her now.
Girl, bye. This topic really be itching at me.
This makes me think of one of your next points that you have, and that was, what do we think about what Kevin Samuels kind of plastered across multiple screens was that the modern woman is average at best.
At best.
Now, it seemed like all of the women, just so happened, like most of the women that were calling onto his show, it kind of seemed like, dang, like he really got them. Like they really got.
Because they got average.
But like those were like maybe those like types of women.
Yeah.
You know, like I will wonder how those would have gone if, you know, maybe like different types of women that just weren't in like down bad situations would have called into the show. Like he caught some of them just like at the door. He caught them in their crap.
Okay, I'm gonna ask a question. Did you frequently watch his stuff?
I watched it often.
Okay.
I did not like it, but I watched it to have a full understanding of it.
Were you like the type of person to watch his lives and his YouTube, or just like certain things that you may have seen?
I tuned into both. I'm regretfully to say, because you know my final thoughts on it all before he passed was that this is garbage, but I did familiarize myself with it, and I did keep up with it for a while.
Okay.
And I tried to see all the different perspectives on it.
Okay.
But yes, I did.
Okay, so I did also. So I looked at it. Okay, let me put out my.
Did you feel as victimized by him being that you were already married?
People are gonna, y'all might not like me, it is, but I loved him. Like, I literally was like, oh my gosh, like he's gone. Like, what do you mean? Like, rest in peace. Oh my gosh, I was not a part of that group that was just like, oh yeah, God doesn't like ugly, and that's why he died. And I was just like, what is wrong with you people? Y'all are so heartless. I don't care about what he did in the world. No one deserves to die the way that he did. Like, no one. Facts. That's like, y'all are disgusting people. I'm sorry, but that's my opinion. I'm sticking to it. People that literally were too excited for this man's death, you're disgusting. Straight up, because you wouldn't want anyone in your family to die that way. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Still be considerate, because this man still has a damn family living and grieving. That's very rude.
100%.
But
keep it respectful.
Exactly. Keep it respectful and keep it cute. Period. I followed him for a very long time, and to answer your question, was I victimized? Sometimes, especially when he was talking about like the black woman, or black women, y'all are very damaged, or different things of that nature. But then one thing he did for me specifically, even in my marriage, it was made me look in the mirror. I didn't look at it from, I feel like when you're listening to someone like Kevin Samuels, this man has over 1 million followers. He's obviously knows what the hell he's talking about. You understand what I'm saying? He does know a little bit of something. He knows something. Let's be honest.
I'm gonna say,
don't look at it from a victim.
No, I'm not. But what I'm gonna say is the fact that he has 1 million something followers, to me, does not mean that he knows what he is talking about. To me, it means that he's entertaining. I think a lot of his views were because he was entertaining, not really because people believe.
He's extremely entertaining.
A lot of what he was talking about. Like, I think it was entertaining. And if you were watching his live and kind of keeping up with the comment section, like the jokes and like the men just cackling and like, finally I'm heard, was like going crazy.
It's very,
going crazy. Like, people were enjoying it.
To keep it a buck, he's very funny. Like, the things he would say was freaking hilarious.
Did you think the dog barking when he talked about kids was funny?
I thought it was freaking
You thought
hilarious.
it was funny?
Yeah, because
I thought that was unnecessary.
I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I'm a little bit of an asshole. I think that stuff is funny because it's like.
Did you agree with that?
Sometimes, yes. Sometimes, yeah. I'm like, dude, because that's what you sound like. You literally just sound like whining. Shut up. You're just whining.
Like when he would do like the dogs barking when a woman would like give her like level of education. Like, I thought that was like, come on now.
Okay.
Come on now, little hater.
My question is, does your degree make you who you are? And does it is it the definition of your character? Does your degree make you the definition of your character? Who you are as a person, like, I'm a kind person because I have a degree. I'm this kind of person because I have a degree. Does that add, that's the definition of your character, of who you are as a person, just because you have a degree?
Is that defined by having a degree? Absolutely not. But what I will say is this though. I think a lot of people that don't have them like to make fun of people that do have them, because within the black community we kind of like to bully people that have things that we don't have, when in reality they are great things to have, just like a business is a thriving business owned by someone who has never went to school, just like how that is an amazing thing to have. Having a PhD or a master's is also an amazing contribution to society too.
Yeah. If you do that, you are great. Congratulations.
I feel like a lot of people were laughing at some of the things he said out of being a hater a little bit, out of the fact that they don't got that.
Yeah.
Or the fact that maybe a lot of women turned them down because they were women that had that.
Yeah.
And it was always, to me, it was always that he was presenting the get back. Like he was saying the things that men wanted to say because they were hurt by some things that we do or some things that, you know, that come about because of the way the modern woman lives. You know,
Right.
I think that he was a lot of times coming from the hurt male perspective, the man who was hurt by certain things and his voice was never heard, and now he wants to play get back in the ugliest, straight up, most God damn it, you're average type of way.
Yeah.
And I felt like a lot of times it was more so that than it was the okay, like let's calm down and fix this, and like let's actually get somewhere without knocking either party down.
Yeah.
I think it was just a lot of the petty. I think it was petty, and I think it was
A lot of things
from,
were like
from the
petty,
salty male,
like very petty asshole-ish. Like you're just
it was the salty male perspective.
Yeah,
a lot of times I think so.
I think some things were very much that. I completely agree because he's a very petty person. I like petty. Petty makes me laugh. I think it's hilarious.
I don't know in person,
But
but
so I thought it was like, you didn't have to say that. You know, there was moments of that nature, but then there's also moments of the nature of certain women that did call on the show that, dude, baby girl, how dare you have this high expectation for things when you're living
and that's what
below this expectation. And that was the time when he
so that's my question.
You sound crazy.
This is my question. So with what you just said, so do we think that the modern day woman trying to incorporate more luxury into where she currently is, do we think that is that? Do we think that is her trying to show up as what she wants to manifest and what she wants to call into her life? Like that luxury that she's expected from a man, is she trying to start being it on her own? Because I kind of feel like that will end up being the next thing to be attacked. Is she thinks she this because she do that, and she go get these $150 facials every month, and
I think you're supposed to. You need to manifest whatever you want into your life. Period. Point blank. I completely 100% agree in manifestation. I do it all the time. I truly believe that. I actually have a business based on that. Look, show up and be who you are. If you gotta fake it till you make it, that's what you gotta do. I completely 100% stand on that. I believe dress as you want to be treated. I believe in treating yourself and carrying yourself as you want to be treated in this world. But the but comes in because you have the other side of that, where women that I'm not talking about the women like you that I'm gonna dress how I want to be treated. I'm gonna treat myself how I want to be treated. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking about the people that ain't doing that, but got the nerve.
The ones that were calling into his show, and that
got the nerve to say, how dare you call me average, but baby girl, you work at McDonald's. But you want a nigga that drives a Ferrari. That's not adding up. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're calling for the dude that works at your competitor, Wendy's. And maybe the guy that works at the plant, if he thinks you're cute enough. But compatibility, we've talked about that too, is a very huge thing. I'm not about to, no guy is going to degrade himself just like no female should degrade herself. I most likely, 9 out of 10, I'm going to ask you this. You want a person that's on the same level as you, correct? Mentally, financially. Because let's be honest, that plays a part financially.
It does play a part, but at the same time, I understand that right now I am young, and that there are plenty of areas at which I will develop more, and I give a partner that same grace,
correct,
and understanding. So, what I won't do is say somebody needs to be exactly where I'm at right now, or I won't deal with them, because in reality, where I'm at right now is very temporary and transitional. I'm coming up on 25. That's like one of the swings of life. You know what I'm saying? Where everything changes. So, where a guy is at this point is not. Wait, what made you laugh so hard about that?
Because.
Was it the way that I asked it?
Yeah.
Because, like, who is the bum? Because we say it a lot.
We do say who's the bum. Like, the bum is... Alright, so who's the bum, right?
Who does the modern day woman consider the bum? The modern day black woman.
I don't want no scrub. Scrub is the guy that can't get no love from me. Hanging out the passenger side of his best friend ride, trying to holler at me. I think TLC said it best. I don't want to do it. You ain't got no car. How dare you? Talk to me. You hanging outside of your best friend ride and you ain't got no damn car. But I'm driving in my car. Are you trying to talk to me? Boy, bye. You live with your mama. Boy, bye.
Okay.
You walking.
At what age?
How dare you?
Okay.
That's the tricky part.
Now look,
Because I think in today's time, honestly, by 23, you should at least have your own vehicle and a job. At least. If not your own apartment. That's my opinion. At least by 23. At least by 23.
okay.
For a guy. For a female, I personally say the same thing because I believe I don't believe in double standards. I do not. Because I think it's BS. How dare you say a guy has to have all of these things or be a certain way and you're not living up to the same standard. That's bull. Because it's crap. I think it's crap. That's my opinion. So, by my opinion, dude, you really walking? And I'm in my car? And you trying to talk to me? Get on my face. You may be dismissed. Period. Bye.
Okay. To me, what I would consider a bum is somebody that's doing bum activity. You know, I really think bum is a mindset. I think it's a mindset, you know, more than it is kind of what somebody has at the moment, just because I know guys that are going to do some really great things in life, and just because of the hand that they were dealt in life, they prioritize certain things over other things, but that's totally not everybody's case.
Correct.
But it's a mindset. It's a shit. I'm gonna get with her. Like she going to nursing school. I'm gonna get with her. We gonna be straight. Like all I gotta do is propose right when she graduates. She gonna be happy because she wanna be married. Half of everything she got gonna be mine. We straight. We good. I'm gonna drop her off at work and then I'm gonna just drive her car. I don't need her car. I don't need a car because I'm just drive her car.
Meaning,
like,
you have no car.
It's guys that are without a car. It's guys that's without a car that's not going to wait on you or ask you to do nothing for them because they still trying to get it themselves. Exactly. So I would say the difference in mindset, you know, is what's bummy. It's bums that got designer, that got jewelry. You know, it's bums that got all that stuff that look the part. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people, you know, a lot of people that basically everybody that I, you know, was around, all our parents did for us.
Right.
I ain't have to work for no car. You know, the first I didn't have to work for that.
Yeah.
Now my next car, that's gonna be something different. That Tesla gonna be something different. That's gonna be me. But you know, my first car really, you know, it was a reflection of, you know, what my parents were able to do for me and you know what they wanted to put into me. You know, and I guess because I had that, I kind of viewed other people through the same lens and gave the same type of grace. But me at this age, I would absolutely 100% not date and deal with who I would have been more willing to deal with back then.
Yeah.
If I were to meet my first boyfriend again, absolutely not. Wouldn't even stop to let him say a word to
Girl,
me.
me either.
I wouldn't even stop to let him speak
Girl,
to me.
me either. Hey, what's up?
Right.
But I think actions reflect mindset. And that's why I say if you don't have a car.
Probably, yeah, in most cases, yeah.
Majority of the time.
Majority of the time, yeah.
You're a bum. Majority of the time. Because I can look at how you're walking. Is your hand sagging to the floor? Do I see your behind? Boy, get to moving.
Not attractive.
At all. Do y'all
Not
know?
attractive.
Do you know where that actually stimulates from? Do you know the meaning of all of that? Oh my gosh!
Let the people know.
I do not meet this many people that actually knows where that stems from. Do you know? This is the way I learned it. That stems from in jail. you did that to show guys that you were available in that area to, it's basically saying, let's go have a session. You feel me? In jail. So when I see that on the streets, I'm like, so are you trying to tell me you're gay? That's my...
Listen to this. And did you also know that sagging backwards is niggas? Sagging backwards is niggas.
Oh my God, girl. Facts. Y'all learning in this show. Y'all
I'm gonna tell you
learning.
this. If nothing else, I have learned that so many things are systematically designed and created to a T.
Yeah.
It's almost laughable when you start putting things together.
Facts.
Just how easy messages were put into communities.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even down to like in New Orleans. I'm from New Orleans, born and raised my whole life. Certain schools that were always there.
Mm-hmm.
When they were like rebuilt after Katrina and stuff, they really resemble prisons. The public schools, like they really resemble prisons, and that's actually a theory called the what is it called? Is it called the school to prison pipeline? I think it's the PPP, the something to prison pipeline, but it's basically saying that subconsciously it's getting these students ready to be in prison.
Wow.
The windows were like at some
because they're
very
gated.
high up. They're gated at the top. Very muted walls. Everything is very
the recess
neutral.
area is very much those metal gates. Like, why do you have barbed wire at the top of a school fence? Make it make sense.
Yeah, the school to prison pipeline, 100%. Trying to subconsciously make them feel like when they do get in these environments, they belong there because it's all they ever knew.
Yeah.
So that's a whole nother something in and of itself. But
we'll have that topic soon.
What is the next point?
So the next point I had is there a difference between, because Kevin Samuels would very much say this in some of his things was, you're a modern day woman, you're not a wife. So is there a difference?
In a modern, I would say somebody who wants to be a wife and carries herself as such and exudes those traits and everything. I would say that that is a wife, but it's definitely a woman's choice whether she wants to come off as a wife or just a woman.
Right.
I think it's her choice.
I don't think it's a difference though.
Oh.
Because I feel like, I'm gonna say it like this. I would consider my little self. I think I am a wife, obviously. Been a wife for almost 5 years now. But I'm also a modern day woman because I want everything that a modern day woman wants.
Right.
I want to travel. I want to eat good. I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to do for myself. I have a podcast. I have a business. You know what I'm saying? I still take care of my children and my husband and care and I still do all my wifely duties. I do my mommy duties. I do all of those things. But that doesn't mean I'm going to slack on me. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay, so you kind of viewed it as, is this a woman that's fully immersed in herself or a woman that's like willing to like give to a family and everything, like the wife versus the modern woman?
Yeah, like I don't think there is a difference. I feel like that person, I'm going to open up who I am as a wife when you show me that you are a husband. Same thing as I'm not going to submit to something and I don't know what I'm submitting to. See, you feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. When I heard, is she a modern day woman or a wife, I take that as, is she the wife type? Is she the type you should wife? Or is she just a woman that's out here living? Like, I feel like when I hear that used, it's used in the way of saying, is that the woman that's wifeable? So even if you weren't a wife, you would have still been considered a wife type.
Right.
So, and I would say that's a woman's choice, what she wants to exude and how she wants to carry herself. And some of it I think comes with age, some of it I think comes with age, a woman just kind of maybe chilling out a little bit more if she was super big into partying and other things. I think some women just naturally have always given that vibe forever, and there's some women that step into it, but I ultimately think it's her choice when she wants to tap into that, which is a part of that divine thing called femininity.
Period.
That we have, the fact that we have that control to show certain things,
but I'm gonna show it to certain people.
Correct. So is it even fair for these regular common old guys that just meet us out and about to try to tell us what we are and we aren't?
No. I think it's bullcrap.
Because you didn't set the table to be shown that. See, I wasn't trying to show you that.
Period. I just met you on the street. I just met you at the gas station.
Even if you're somebody I frequently see and you want to pass judgment or opinions on me, but what was that woman trying to show you? Because all women have the capacity to be all things. I think that's the missing factor. It's not a you're this or you're that. You're a full human being with the capacity to be all of these things. The question is, what is she showing you?
Right. And why
is she showing you that? Instead of talking about what women aren't, I urge men to ask themselves, why isn't she showing me this side? Why is it that when I invite her over, she's not showing me the fact that, she cares about certain things that I think, why is she not showing me these things? Because I really believe men set the tone and men set the vibe. Like, if you're not giving me the vibe that, you are looking for that and wanting that and stuff, or like if you give me the vibe that you just looking for somebody quick in and out your house, whatever, I'm not giving you any of my energy. You're gonna think I'm the quiet girl that doesn't ever talk,
right?
Because I'm not pouring into you.
Right.
Like how some people would say that I'm mean. It's just like, no, I just didn't open up to you because I kind of saw what you were putting out.
Exactly. I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. I'm not interested.
I'm not interested. So you can call me a mean girl or whatever the case may be, because I've been called those things too, especially when I was single.
You just didn't want him.
I just don't want you. And those things can't take rejection.
And so what do? They go on Kevin Samuels and they in his lives.
Right. Like, dude, you can't get mad because I don't want you.
And that's the thing.
How
she
dare
just
you?
didn't want you.
She just didn't want you. She just didn't. You didn't deserve her feminine energy. Especially if you're not giving me masculine energy. You're not giving me masculine energy. Why should I give you my feminine energy? I feel like feminine energy is sacred. It's like giving away my virginity. I'm not about to give that to anybody. I'm not about to share that with anybody. I'm not about to submit that to anybody. It's very much, what are you giving? And this is what you're going to get back. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I've listened to different things, and one thing I very much stand on is that women are receivers. We are receivers. You give me a house, I'm gonna make it a home. You give me some money, I'm going to get the groceries. You go get the groceries, I'm gonna make the meal. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You give me masculine energy, I'm gonna give you feminine energy. Does that make sense?
Yep.
So if you're giving me, because that's what we are, you give me your seed, I'm going to carry that baby, I'm going to get pregnant, I'm going to hold this baby, that baby is going to be home based in this stomach, and until it's ready to get out of here. And that's what I am. We're women, we are receivers. You understand what I'm saying? We're healers, we're technically givers too, because I'm going to receive what you're giving me, and then I'm going to I'm going to pressurize that diamond. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm going to help you build that empire, because 9 out of 10 you can't do it without me anymore.
Right.
So, with that being said, dude, I'm not going to give my energy to anybody. Why are you doing that?
Right. Because why would I?
What's at the table for me? If I walk up to your table and it's empty, baby, I'm leaving.
I just think that there is a type of person for everybody.
Yeah.
You just have to know what type of person it is that you want to attract.
Yes.
And you have to be aware of how you're carrying yourself and what you're putting out, and you are calling in. There's somebody for every single body, and I wish that was put out more in those forums where men were just talking about all these things about what women are, what women aren't. Guess what? You would have never even had these experiences if you were dealing with the right type of woman for you. Or if that woman was dealing with the right type of guy for her.
Correct.
Because something that I notice a lot is that when people leave, you know, one relationship, that person was like the worst thing ever to them, and they go meet somebody that's so much better, but then that person goes and finds their happiness and they're doing it for someone else, but in reality they were just more compatible and more made for that other type of person. Like, where pieces don't fit and don't work, they won't fit.
Only thing about that, I won't say that it won't fit, because sometimes you need to go through those things to learn about yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Okay, in this relationship I wasn't nice to him. In this relationship, I belittled him. In this relationship, I did these things to him. I learned from that situation. We're no longer together. Now moving on. And in that space of being by myself, I'm learning more and more about me. So now that I'm in this next relationship, I'm treating this person better. You understand what I'm saying? And I feel like sometimes you do need to go with that person that's not compatible. You know? I'm not saying be in a toxic relationship. I'm not saying be in a domestic violence relationship. I'm not saying be in things that's bad for you. You know what I'm saying in general. But I'm saying, like, sometimes you gotta learn too. You understand what I'm saying? You gotta be in those learning relationships. That's what I call them.
Absolutely.
Like those learning relationships, because then you will find that person like, oh my God, I can't live without you. Because it's like, oh shit.
Right.
Like,
because I learned enough to get here.
I learned enough to get here.
Did you see the Ultimatum on Netflix?
Yes.
And did you
love
see
the
all
show?
of it?
Yes. Love the whole thing.
One thing that stood out to me was Ray and was she with Zay at first?
Yes.
Ray and Zay, and then what was the other guy's name that Ray ended up liking? Him and,
I want to say it's like Jason or something like that.
Whatever. Him and his girlfriend.
April.
And April, yes. And just seeing how happy Ray was with him.
Right.
And seeing how Zay felt more appreciated in the situation with the other girl. That was interesting to me. And to me, it kind of came down to, dang, well, maybe are they just more compatible with like what they prioritize and what they care the most about, you know, in life. Like somebody who likes big diamonds and material things and they're willing to do that for themselves. That's just truly what they enjoy. Is that person really compatible for living a life that will make them happy with somebody who doesn't believe in making purchases like that at all? Like, they might butt heads and somebody might not end up as happy. Somebody might have to compromise a lot rather than finding a partner that has that shared interest and that shared desire to, you know, live the same type of life amongst a bunch of other relationship factors. But like, what type of life do you want to live at the end of the day?
I think love in general is sacrificial. In general, love is sacrificial. I don't think that has anything to do with compatibility. Because you can't change anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you really, really like buying expensive ass bags, babe, I love you enough, and I feel like you're really for me, and we're good together. You understand what I'm saying? I know you like them expensive bags, baby. I'm gonna go make sure I make enough money to buy you them bags.
Oh yeah, that's love.
Because that's what the fuck you like. Cool, awesome. I'm happy. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, from that show, I think for them it was because if you paid attention to Ray and Zay, very, 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 very hard. The problem was she gave him the ultimatum about not marrying her, but he had all of these struggles that he wasn't speaking to her. Of, yo, I don't like the fact that you don't speak. You can't even tell me why you love me, but you want me to marry you.
Right.
How dare you roll it back to those type of modern women. I want all of these things. I want this. I want the bag. I want the house. I want the this. I want the that. But you're not giving that energy, honey. What are you doing to provide that? Then I kind of understand that. Okay, what are you bringing to the table? Because you're not even saying anything. You understand what I'm saying? Or for him, he was he got very upset very quickly. But then you come to find out when he was with the other girl, oh, I went through this, I went through that. And I think for guys, y'all need to focus on your own healing, just like these modern day women are focusing on their healing. Y'all guys, my advice is, modern day fellas, work on y'all healing, because that's what those women are doing, and that's why they know their worth. And I'm not about to settle for less, and I'm not about to deal with the guy that's lower than me, because 9 out of 10 that guy hasn't worked on that healing. He hasn't worked on himself, because I feel like when you work on yourself, you put yourself on a different pedestal. You understand what I'm saying? Not that I'm higher than anybody, but I know my worth. You get what I'm saying?
Certain things I just won't do.
Exactly. And I think that's what settling is. That's when it comes down to, okay, I'm not going to deal with the guy that's walking or whatever the case may be. Because, dude, I worked my butt off to get this car, or I worked my butt off to get to where I am, and you're cool with being comfortable. You get what I'm saying? So I think that's what it really kind of narrows down to, is the compatibility comes when, okay, this person is giving the same energy that I am. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I said you want a person that's at the same
same place,
here,
same something.
Same something. Because it has to be the same something for us to even be running in the same
something
circle.
Has to be in common.
Something has to be in common.
With the understanding that we will grow from here. At this age. At this age.
Exactly. I'm not saying you 18 and, maybe we'll focus on yourself. Go to school. Keep your head in the books. Get you together first before doing anything else. Like, focus on you. Focus on your healing. Focus on what makes you happy, how you're going to get there, why you're going to get there. You feel what I'm saying? So, girl, this has been an amazing... Hold on. Let me make sure this camera did not stop, because I'll be pissed. I'll edit that out. But, let's go back. But girl, this has been an amazing conversation. I'm empty, basically.
You're empty.
I'm kind of empty. So, but guys, we are gonna end it at this little point, because we're coming back for part 2. So, y'all let us know in the comments on Instagram at Queen Flex Podcast, at TikTok. Y'all let us know, like, oh, y'all didn't hit on this point, y'all didn't hit on that point, because let's ask, is Miss Chandler coming back for part 2?
Will I be back for part 2?
Are you coming back for part 2?
I will definitely come back, but I totally want part 2 to have some males.
Okay.
Perspective.
We're gonna get some male perspective on that part 2, because it's we coming
Part 2 going
back. And we coming back with the spice. So, without further ado, y'all be sure to tune in to beautiful Monday Lives with Erica G. We do have lives on Queen Flex Podcast and on Instagram, and at Erica Lena on TikTok. Make sure that you guys are tuning into lives. We do lives. I do lives every Monday, where I talk to you guys. We talk about all even more deeper hot topics. It's live. It's awesome. Chandler sometimes jump in and come holla at me, or whoever feels like jumping in, and we have them spicy topics every single Monday. Make sure that you guys follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Queen Flex Podcast to just kind of stay up to date, see when I'm dropping. The new drop time is 6 p.m. every single Friday. So y'all make sure y'all are tuning in. You feel me? If you would like to be a guest or call-in guest, please email me at queenflexpodcast@gmail.com. Please do not DM me. It's weird. It's weird. I don't know if you're a spammer. Email me. Let me know what's good, what you want to talk about, because I am here to share my platform with the world, not just for myself. So, as always, flex like the queen that you are. Stay true to yourself. And I am Erica G. This is Miss Chandler Green. And we are out. Peace. Woo. That was long. That's probably my longest one, girl. What you say, baby? Okay, what you doing? Just finish recording my podcast. Erica in the camera, baby.